This is Blind Metal Gamer, and you're listening to the Blindside Podcast. This episode of the Blindside Podcast is dedicated to the memories of Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan. What is up, Kaira? Welcome to another episode of the Blindside Podcast.
Hey, Blind, good to be back. It is our season premiere, and Blind and I have made this a dual passion project today.
Yes, we are covering two topics that we both are passionate about, and we wanted to switch it up for season 9. We'll get to that in a bit. But this passion project is the Satanic Panic and Dante's Inferno.
Yes, and before you guys jump to conclusions, no, we are not Satanists. This is actually about a moral panic created in the 1980s that went all the way through the 1990s.
Yes, and I'll be contributing to each thing here. And I do remember the Satanic Panic. I remember in particular a lot of metal, like Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne and Ronnie James Dio,
Yeah.
were all deemed as evil.
I remember learning about the Satanic Panic watching an episode of Criminal Minds. And that's when I learned that it was one big, crazy conspiracy, so wild that the FBI had to step in and write what was known as the Langer Report to debunk the whole thing.
Oh wow! I mean, I know it's spread everywhere. I mean, churches, schools.
Preschools and daycares, one of the biggest targets of the Satanic Panic.
Oh yeah, like I remember going to again a blind school. Oh ho ho ho! If you had mentioned back in that time heavy metal, because I began listening to heavy metal back in the 90s. I remember very vividly. They would actually ask, "Okay, what are you listening to this week, blind?"
Yeah. And there was a lot of psychologists and false
Mm-hmm.
memories involved. And that's really what led to all these people thinking they had been part of a satanic cult. It wasn't that satanic cults were happening, which, believe me, satanic cults do exist, but not
Oh
to this
yeah,
extent. It was more one woman was led to believe she had participated in a satanic cult when she was a toddler. And then next thing you know, everyone else was like, hey, that happened to me too. No, it really didn't. It
no,
was it was fear mongering at its finest. And that woman was diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder, aka DID.
yeah, I know it was fear mongering. The fear that was spread, like I was saying earlier. Um,
Dungeons and Dragons played a huge role in it too.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I have a story to share. Um,
Go
uh,
ahead.
okay, for those of you who don't know, or those of you who knew who are listening, I of course attended a blind school, and at these schools, it was a situation where you lived on campus. And I was a DJ for the school's radio station, and I started listening to a bit heavier music, Metallica, and I was listening to Merciful Fate and all this. And the only album I really got into by Merciful Fate was in the Shadows
Yeah.
from 1993. That was the heaviest I could go with it. Again, for reasons. Because every time I would buy an album, I would look at the tracks to say, okay, would this be acceptable? Would they allow this? Because you have to understand the school I attended was a very strict, no nonsense place, and if it had the slightest hint of Satanism, oh my God, there was a evening psychologist there that would throw a fit. Even if you mentioned, "Oh, I listened to Metallica," you were labeled a Satanist.
That would have happened at the aforementioned trade school I went to as well. Like, we had 4 psychologists on staff, and I guarantee you, if you had been caught listening to metal, they would have interrogated you during an entire therapy session.
You know what I would have told him, and I could have told the psychologist this, but I didn't do it because I didn't want my head to get chewed off.
What's
not
that?
literally, but figuratively, of course. I
Yeah.
would have said he would just go, "Hey, buddy, well, buddy, you want real devil music? I can supply some real devil music and freak you out. How's that?"
And believe me,
Metallica is nothing.
and believe me, there are genres of metal that even blind won't touch.
No, I won't.
And the only reason why I got into metal just a tiny bit is I had to listen to it for an art project in college. And I'm like, okay, this isn't terrible, but it's not for me.
the anger-inducing art project, I might add.
Was not anger inducing. I just had to explore different genres of music.
I had to get it hard time. Okay, but yeah, this one psychologist was really uppity. Like if you listen to like if it wasn't like from the 1950s, it was devil music. Okay, there's genres of metal out there that make Black Sabbath and Ronnie James Dio and Ozzy look tame compared to what the Satanic Panic was deeming them as.
And one of them is Swedish death metal, which is the genre I had to listen to. Oh my gosh, that's about 8 hours of listening to music I wish I could take back in my life.
Now I'm referring to black metal.
I know, but I'm talking
I
about
know.
from my preference, from my experience.
Right, right, right.
And Swedish death metal is pretty controversial.
Yes, it is. You just have to know where to look. Um, anyway, yeah, the Satanic Panic didn't end for a while until that
It
Linden report came
it
out.
it went out. Pardon the dog; she's on edge today. Yeah, it went on for about 2 decades. I mean, tons of lawsuits, legal battles, hundreds of preschools and daycares. It was just one giant snowball effect of a disaster.
Oh yes, and can you explain on how that when that ended? What was the aftermath of the Satanic Panic?
Well, people began to realize that falsified memories are not what I mean, not falsified. That sudden remembered memories brought up in therapy are not always reliable. They can be, but they're not the golden truth that people thought they were. People also realized that satanic cults were not as common as they were led to believe. People began to realize that stuff like Dungeons and Dragons and heavy metal was not devil worshipping. It was just stupid teenagers. I mean, parents, particularly certain demographics of parents, realized that they may have been they still had every right to panic, but it really died down after the FBI stepped in and was like, "You guys are misunderstanding satanic cults entirely."
Right. And as I alluded to earlier, yeah, there's aspects of heavy metal that are not satanic at all, as we're going to get into here in a bit.
I mean, there are heavy metal groups that like to explore satanic themes, but they're not devil worshiping music in the least bit. And we
No,
are, and one of those I'm alluding to, we are actually going to be discussing here in a short bit.
yes, there are bands out there that will explore the darker, themes and whatnot. There are some bands out there that would, we might, I might visit this for a future episode. That go a little hardcore on the satanic gimmick, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, some of them like to explore satanic lore simply because it's already referenced in popular literature that we studied in school. It's just so fascinating. Let me make myself clear. Blind and I are not covering topics like Dante's Inferno or Satanic Panic because that's what we're into. We're covering this out of a fascination of the impact these topics had on society back then.
Right, and when we get into the second half of our topic, I'm gonna, really not only describe Dante's Inferno, but the album it's off of, and just the impact it had on me as a listener. In fact, Kyra, you want to go on into Dante's Inferno right now?
Yes, I listened to both versions of Dante's Inferno from Ice to Earth. And the original is beautiful. It really gets you into the lore of the Dante's Inferno folktale. But the 2011 version, the lyrics are just so loud and clear. You can fully get immersed in the story with the 2011 version. No ill will towards the original. But for someone who likes to get absorbed in the song, the 2011 is what really drew me in.
Now, I have a bit of history to talk about with that 2011 version. Now, before we get to that, for those of you who are wondering, Dante's Inferno is on the album Burnt Offerings by Iced Earth, which, by the way, that album was one of my first Iced Earth albums.
Yeah,
I didn't get the 1995 original, I got the 2001 remaster.
yeah.
Um,
And the
and
fun,
if
sorry.
you listen to the full album of Burnt Offerings, it's got some pretty banger tracks. It was written during a time period of the band that was very dark, very angry,
Yeah.
and it was just you have to listen to it, and you have to feel the energy. And me, I can say personally at that point in my life, I was just figuring out what I was gonna do as far as like the college thing, and it actually spoke to me. It was like, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah, and it did speak to me. It reminded me of all the pent up rage I had in my late teens, early 20s about my life not going where I wanted. I was yanked away from college and forced into a predicament I didn't want at all, something that my family now regrets. And hearing that song just reminds me I had so much pent up anger and rage for like almost a decade because life just threw a monkey wrench right in my skull.
Yeah, like it's just like wow, it really really hit home. I'm like, oh, this is
Yeah.
insane. And
And
then so
and
okay,
I saw a ton of comments from other listeners. They agreed. There's something about the rage factor.
you know, uh, about the 2011 version. Now, did you know that when they were actually um, before they even started discussing it publicly, they were going to re-record that song with Matt Barlow.
I actually did hear that.
They were going to re-record it with Matt, but then he retired from My Start in 2011 because they needed to tour full time, and they tapped current Into Eternity vocalist Stu Block. Which, by the way, I look forward to the new Into Eternity record. It's going to be a banger. When it comes
Yeah.
out, I will be buying it.
And a lot of people were praising Stu's vocals on the 2011 version. One of those people that actually prefers Stu over Matt. And that's no disrespect towards Matt. I could just get a better picture of the lyrics with Stu.
Oh yeah, Stu brought his own flavor to it, and with Stu having his death vocal background too, really
Yeah.
added that aggression into it. Really good stuff. And also a brief history when they toured for when I started touring for the Dystopia tour. That was the last tour that they played Dante's Inferno on. They retired that song after that tour.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I just felt like from where the song was remastered and re-recorded, that 2011 just brought out the true message of the song. And what's really neat about the Dante's Inferno song is it's based off of actual literature. So
Yeah.
if you want the full backstory of the song, you can just Google Dante's Inferno literature and you'll know exactly where they got the inspiration.
Oh
It's
yeah.
so fucking cool. Oops.
I know, right? It's like, oh my God, this is just one of the best things ever. When I started getting into the band, it was like, oh wow.
And,
You
and this
know,
song just reminds me of Ice Earth is one of the metal artists I actually enjoy. Because, fun fact, Blind and I We are only co-hosts and friends because I couldn't get into metal, among other things.
Right. So with Dante's Inferno, they recently released the 2011 version on Spotify and other streaming services as a single. So if you haven't got to listen to it, originally it was only really available, I think, on tour or something.
It's
But
also on YouTube. That's where you
yeah,
sent it to me.
right. It's on YouTube Music and Spotify. So for those of you listeners who are not familiar with Iced Earth, uh, you can listen to both versions on YouTube Music or Spotify. So just letting you all know where to go to get it and to find it and to listen to it, so you can make your own
You
assessments.
can listen to both versions. You're either going to lean towards the original or lean towards the remaster. It's literally a coin flip to which one's more popular.
Oh, I know, because they each have their own different flavor. I mean, that original is good, but the remake, oh, with Stu Block, oh
I
man,
know, right? And I read the comments for both of them. People praise the song, but so many people can agree that Stu did such a good job.
oh, I know, and you know, again, we don't know what's up with Ice Earth right now. We kind of don't know anything about that.
No, but I can appreciate listening to Iced Earth. Like, if I want to rage, I'll just tell a certain speaker that's listening in to blast Iced Earth.
oh yeah, oh yeah, and I also want to do a quick thing for Ashes of Aries. Their new album, New Messiahs, is great.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So if you want to check that out, there's that as well. And then Into Eternity, they're coming back as well with new material. I don't know when, but what I hate to veer off topic here briefly, but I hope that Into Eternity does kind of a similar thing where they'll take their old material from the first couple of albums and
Yeah.
re-record them with Stu.
Yeah.
Oh God. Just go on YouTube Music and listen to Into Eternity Topic,
Yeah.
and you'll hear what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I can just agree. Stu is a vocal master artist. I mean, he's pretty darn good at capturing that.
Emotion.
Yeah, the rage aspect that you want if you like metal.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So
And that's not to say that metal's for everyone. It's just when I like metal, I like the rage.
oh yeah. And it's not satanic either. They're
I mean, it has satanic lore to it, but it's
Mhm.
definitely not satanic in nature.
Right. It's not blasphemous. It's telling the story of Dante's Inferno.
And that's what I like about it. It's a history lesson in a song. It's
Hmm.
really cool.
Oh no. So with that being said, do you think we've covered everything today, Kyra?
Oh, yes. We went into a lot of detail with both topics.
Oh yes. I do really quickly want to quickly let everyone know a bit of a change that Kyra and I aren't going to be doing every episode like we used to do. We're going to switch things up a little bit. Isn't that right, Kyra?
I will still be around throughout the season, but I'm kind of exploring my own personal channel, doing mainly food reactions, sometimes mental health stories. Blind wants to go back to his roots and explore other topics that may not interest me. I'll still be your co-host, just not every episode.
Right. I'm giving, what the plan is me and Kyra are still going to do our thing. It's just, I want to give other folks a chance to let their voices be heard. And with that, I want to let everyone know what's going to be happening in September. It'll be another stable themed episode. Another stable Kentucky themed episode. So tune in for that next month. So, Kyra, do you got anything you want to say? Oh, one more thing. For those who are listening on Spotify, if you want to leave your comments in the comment section below, on Dante's Inferno or the Satanic Panic, feel free to do so, and feel free to do so on YouTube as well. So, Kaira, you got anything you want to say before we wrap up?
I'm just gonna say I am doing my own content. I don't have a specific schedule, but I am trying to explore this side. I recently did an autism interview featuring our good friend Blind here. I will. I have been exploring food, and I plan on doing at least the holiday episodes with Blind coming up.
Right, we got something special planned for that as well.
Yes, we
Okay,
do.
so with that being said, I want to thank you, Kyra, for joining me today for this episode. And as always, until next time, so long and peace out.
You're Super Saiyan, y'all. Stay golden.
This has been another episode of the Blindside Podcast. You can find the Blindside Podcast on all major podcasting platforms, including Spotify and YouTube. Be sure to follow and subscribe and comment so you will not miss a single episode.